SpaceX is an American aerospace manufacturer and space transportation services company headquartered in Hawthorne, California. It was founded in 2002 by Elon Musk with the goal of reducing space transportation costs to enable the colonization of Mars. SpaceX has developed several launch vehicles, as well as the Dragon cargo spacecraft and the Starlink satellite constellation, providing internet access, and has flown humans to the International Space Station on the SpaceX Dragon 2. Musk has stated that one of his goals is to decrease the cost and improve the reliability of access to space, ultimately by a factor of 10. CEO Elon Musk said, "I believe US $500 per pound, US $1,100 per kilograms, or less is very achievable." Musk has also stated that he wishes to make space travel available for almost anyone. A major goal of SpaceX has been to develop a rapidly reusable launch system. As of March 2013, the publicly announced aspects of this technology development effort include an active test campaign of the low-altitude, low-velocity Grasshopper flight test vehicle, and a high-altitude, high-speed Falcon 9 post-mission booster return test campaign. In 2015, SpaceX successfully landed the first orbital rocket stage on the 21st of December 2015. In 2017, SpaceX formed a subsidiary, the Boring Company, and began work to construct a short test tunnel on and adjacent to the SpaceX headquarters and manufacturing facility, utilizing a small number of SpaceX employees, which was completed in May 2018, and opened to the public in December 2018. During 2018, the Boring Company was spun out into a separate corporate entity with 6 of the equity going to SpaceX, less than 10 to early employees, and the remainder of the equity to Elon Musk. At the International Astronautical Congress, IAC, of 2016, Musk announced his plans to build large spaceships to reach Mars. Using the Starship, Musk planned to send at least 2 uncrewed cargo ships to Mars in 2022. The first missions would be used to seek out sources of water and build a propellant plant. Musk also planned to fly 4 additional ships to Mars in 2024, including the first people. From there, additional missions would work to establish a Mars colony. These goals, however, are facing delays. Musk's advocacy for the long-term settlement of Mars goes far beyond what SpaceX projects to build. Successful colonization of Mars would ultimately involve many more economic actors, whether individuals, companies, or governments, to facilitate the growth of the human presence on Mars over many decades. 2021 mission. After a record-setting 2020 marked by 24 orbital launches, including 2 manned flights to the International Space Station, SpaceX has even more ambitious plans for 2021. And it's getting off to a quick start, with the year's first rocket mission scheduled to blast off as soon as this week. The space company's first rocket launch this year will be a satellite mission to deliver a communications satellite for a Turkish company, which intends to build television broadcast services over Europe, the Middle East and Africa. The mission was initially scheduled for November and later pushed back to Monday, with the launch window opening from 8:30 p.m. to 12:29 a.m. at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. At press time, the launch has been delayed again, according to Fox 35 Orlando. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has set the lofty goal of launching 48 Falcon missions this year. That means the company will have to fly a rocket almost every week, not including tests of non-Falcon projects, such as Starship. SpaceX has scheduled its second operational ISS mission, Crew 2, for the spring, sending 4 astronauts from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. A third mission, called Crew 3, is scheduled for the fall. Late in the year, SpaceX also plans to fly a private ISS mission for Houston-based startup Axiom Space, carrying a crew of 4, including Michael Lopez Alegria, a former NASA astronaut who now works for Axiom, former Israeli fighter pilot Eitan Stib, and 2 yet-to-be-announced space tourists. 2021 will be a critical year for SpaceX's Starship, the giant spacecraft that will one day fly humans to the Moon, Mars and beyond. SpaceX already has 2 new prototypes, SN9 and SN10, standing at the launch pad at the company's Boca Chica, Texas launch site. Musk has hinted that the two prototypes could fly simultaneously sometime in the coming weeks. On December 7, the 8th Starship prototype, SN8, successfully completed the first high-altitude test, flying to 12 kilometers and coming back almost in one piece. If everything goes according to the plan, at least one Starship prototype will reach orbit by the end of the year. SpaceX's ambitious satellite-based broadband internet service, Starlink, is arguably the fastest-growing division within the space company at the moment. In 2020, SpaceX launched 16 batches of Starlink satellites and started beta service in North America. More launches are expected in 2021 to enhance existing service and expand coverage globally. 6 launches have been planned for January and February, although exact launch dates have yet to be determined. SpaceX is also gearing up for its next Falcon 9 launch scheduled in mid-January from Cape Canaveral. That mission, which SpaceX calls Transporter-1, will deliver numerous commercial and government small satellites to orbit on a rideshare launch. 2 more Falcon 9 launches with SpaceX's own Starlink broadband satellites are scheduled later in January or early February. Elon Musk, SpaceX's founder and CEO, said in October that the company planned as many as 48 Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy missions in 2021 from 3 separate pads at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, NASA's Kennedy Space Center, and Vandenberg Air Force Base, California. SpaceX officials have set an ambition to launch batches of Starlink internet satellites as often as once every 2 weeks, when breaks between the company's other missions allow managers to add a flight to the Falcon 9 manifest. Besides Starlink missions, SpaceX has at least 20 Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy flights this year for external customers. Those include 2 Falcon 9 launches with Crew Dragon missions, flown under contract to NASA, to carry 4 astronauts to the International Space Station for 6-month expeditions. There is also a shorter duration commercial Crew Dragon mission planned for launch in late 2021 with Axiom, a privately held space company, to ferry 4 paying passengers to and from the space station. SpaceX also plans to launch up to 3 automated Dragon resupply missions to the space station in 2021, and an asteroid probe and an X-ray space telescope for NASA. There are also at least 2 flights by SpaceX's triple-body Falcon Heavy rocket planned this year with U.S. military payloads.